Peek at the next 2 deck cards. You may choose to discard them. Almost all decisions that you want to make with Scanner are heavily dependent on other factors. These include other power cards to combo with, the strength of your hand, and whether you are drawing or protecting. In this video, we will therefore be looking at a number of hand examples and the factors that need to be taken into account before using this card. In our first example, we have 9-5 of clubs late in the game facing a loose player in the small blind. He limps, we check, and see a flop of the 7 of diamonds, 2 of clubs, and the 4 of clubs. We have a flush draw and a number of backdoor straight draws. Given the small blind is a loose player, the board is wet, and the stack to pot ratio is close to 1, we decide to use Scanner to see if we hit our flush. We see that it will come by the river, keep it, and use EMP to stop the small blind meddling with the cards. We then go all in, get called very light, and win the game. In our second example, we have 8-6 off in the small blind, late game, against the short stack big blind. We decide to limp and see a flop of the Ace of diamonds, 4 of diamonds, and 9 of hearts. The big blind first plays Scanner, doesn't like what he sees, and therefore discards. He then disintegrates the ace and goes all in. We decide to use Scanner for a number of reasons. The first, we have Engineer. Engineer is overall a slightly stronger card, especially in the late game with high blinds and low stack to pot ratios, but it doesn't combo well with Scanner. Given our high number of power points, we can burn Scanner and try for something more useful, like reload. The second reason, although quite unlikely, we may hit something. If the turn or river brings a 6 or an 8, we can use X-ray to see whether our opponent has a 9. If not, it should be worth making the call. Amazingly for us, we see that we'll hit one of our 2 backdoor straight draws, making it a very easy call for the second nuts. In the third and last example, we have Queen 5 of clubs in the big blind facing a limp. We check and the flop comes the 6 of clubs, 4 of clubs, and the 2 of diamonds. We decide to check our gut shot flush draw over to the small blind who checks behind. The turn brings the 6 of hearts, pairing the top card. Although not the best, we still decide to make a min bet to try and take the pot down. The big blind then decides to engineer the king of hearts and upgrade into it before jamming all in. He is basically saying he has a pair of kings, king 6, or at very worst, king 4. Given all his chips are now in the middle and our opponent is fairly capped, it seems like a fairly good time to use our power cards. We first use Scanner to figure out if we hit our flush or straight, which will be unbeatable versus our opponent. Or maybe we might find a 6 to go all in with. On this occasion, we not only find a 6, but also the queen, which would mean if we reload the 6 and leave the queen, we would hit a full house on the river. We now have a 100% chance to win the game, not too shabby. As you can see, Scanner is very much a utility card, particularly useful in making sure whether draws hit or miss. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to find out as soon as new videos get released. This has been jlhmac for OP Poker. Ciao for now.